foot back, foot light. So you can feel your thigh rotate over your knee and your knee comes down. Good. And you're landing much more in the right place, and every landing matters. And the more you land that bit further back, the more you can stay narrow. Okay, good. Let's do a change of rein. So as you come across the diagonal, don't do any clever turns. Go across the diagonal, but you might have to use more of the arena to miss Joni's mountain block. Thighs, back. Now, which leg do you think stays more convincingly in the right place? Your right leg or your left?
The left, but the right certainly better than yesterday.
Okay. All right. And this one must get a little foot light because the stirrup always shifts. Yeah, so it really needs to be foot back, foot light, with the stirrup on the ball of your foot because you'll lose it if the stirrup goes on your toes. Okay. All right. Let's walk. So, as you're there somebody's back, what's the shape of his back? Are you sitting on a flat surface? Are you sitting on a hollow? Are you sitting on a mound?
Never a mound, it goes from flat to hollow.
Okay. And what is it right now?
Oh, the flat.
All right.
Maybe
So flat is better than hollow.
Yeah.
And I want you to think of it that...
Did you get contusses out?
especially when you go to the trot. If you wear a napkin ring, and he was a napkin, we're trying to get the napkin ring further back around the napkin. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So, further forward in your underneath has to land further back in the saddle, and you might almost be trying to go feet back, knees back, underneath back, almost like, look at me, almost like taking a step back around him, so more horse is in front of you. Okay? So think of that in walk. So you're the napkin ring and he's the napkin, and he wants to have too much napkin behind you and not enough napkin in front of you. And that doesn't mean lean back. So collarbone forward, resist my push, and think of the X to the back of your head. That's it. Okay? So we're trying to keep you, when you go to trot, like the napkin ring, as it were, takes a step back around the napkin, right? And that's kind of what we've been saying, but it's just saying your seat bones, your cinched front, your knees, your feet, everything gets to take a step back around it. Okay? So let's take it off together. Okay. Now walk. Now you lost it in that transition. Do you know what you lost?
Foot went forward, a little bit fell back on my
Okay.
back.
So your whole right side went soggy.
Okay.
You went right foot forward, topple backwards, and look at me. Your windshield wiper wipe didn't do this. It went with just a little soggy kind of sort of rise. Okay? So you've got to start this with a distinct thrust forward. That's better. Okay. Right foot, heel back and up. Okay. Heel back and up. And we're cinching across your front and keeping you really narrow at those tendons. And can you take a step back around him? Foot back. You're the napkin ring that has to take a step back around the foot back. Whoops. So walk and regroup. So your knees come back. Your pubic bone comes back. Your underneath comes back and your foot has to come back. Knee up. That's it. That's it. And as you come back, foot back. That's it. As you come back, we're trying to put more napkin out in front of you. Foot back. Closing the angle behind your knee. That's better. That's better. Okay. All right. Walk. And come and hold where I can climb on the block.
Mary, when you're talking about her moving back, do you mean physically moving back, or do you mean getting more stuffing in front of her?
I mean physically moving back.
Okay.
Move my leg away
So
from
it's
you.
like an
No,
inch or
that's hard.
something? It's not a lot.
Yeah. It's the minute I take the last that block, I'm.
Yeah. That's fine. So it really brings out the instability in
Sure,
your
sure.
side. Okay. So this leg keeps shooting forwards. And you have got, I'm going to lift your butt in the air and then sit down my fingers. Okay, here's your seat bone. And just in front of your seat bone here is your hamstring. And if your hamstring gets too long, what happens to your leg? So you have to kneel down your hamstrings as well as kneeling down your quad. Okay. So just in front of this seat bone, the muscle here has to shorten to keep you kneeling. Right? So you have to be able to take a step back around to where your knee goes, your foot goes, your seat bone goes, the underneath part of you that has the lamp further back goes. Oh. Right? Because when you get too wide in your own way, along with wide, you crawl up the front of him like that, and the horse is there behind you. So then you feel the need to hit him. Right? But actually, it's you that crept him forward, so therefore he was behind you. If you kept taking a step back, you would keep your centre of gravity more back over his, and the horse would be more in front of you, by definition. But to do it in control of this leg, you've got to kneel down this hamstring. Okay. So you're going to walk on if you kneel down this hamstring. Okay. So even here in walk, as you think about your right seat bone and how further forward in your underneath gets to be put further back on the saddle, and all of you is there going, take a step back around. Okay, and you sit across your front, and you tend to the corners of your pubic bone, very narrowly, so that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. And how clear can you get on the idea of kneel down your hamstring?
I think I can. I think I can.
Yeah. So you look to me like you're changing it, right? That you're doing that well.
It more,
And
but I
as you are
understand.
here now, in walk at least, this is working. Okay? So you have to keep back enough. You're like a napkin ring that has to be further back around the napkin so more napkin is in front of you. Okay? The X on the back of your head. That's it. And I'm not going to bug you about that in trot because I think it's just too much, but I will say it every now and again in walk, just to hopefully have it be part of your checklist when you go home. Right? So when you take trot, you've got to think of kneel down your hamstring and really trying to take that step back around him. With your feet, with your knees, with your narrow thighs. Every landing must land that bit further back than you think and narrow. And kneeling down your hamstring. Okay, really cinch your front. That's better. So you're narrow between the tendons and the corners of your pubic bone, and you're narrow. Good, good, good. Keep landing back like this. All right, you're on the right line. Do this, Gail. Land back like this. Foot back, foot light. Yield, oh, you're losing it. Kneel down your hamstring, bring yourself back. So the napkin ring has to come that little bit further back around the napkin. Good. Kneeling down your hamstring. Good. Put back to kneel down your hamstring, take a step back. Right, so it's kind of like knees back, foot back, seat bones back, hamstring back, front of you back. Cinch your front to stay back. Good. What's it taking back here?
Quite a bit of brain space.
How clear a difference is it?
Right now, very clear.
Okay, now you're losing it again. Just take a step back. Your hamstrings keep kneeling, your feet come back, your knees come back, your tendons come back. That's it, back like that. Okay, now every time you lose it in this corner,